Warning, warning, warning. This is just after Christmas, so don't do it unless you know what you're doing. All the screws on this are so tight. I ended up having to use a standard screwdriver instead of using that, so I didn't strip it. There's one more to do down there, so all these long ones need a longer. Now that you can see where the screw was, but it's so yeah, it's attached to the main beam at the front, so that needs to come out as well. Some daft reason on the i7X they've put I call it a threaded bolt welded onto the back of it, and on the back they've had it and they've connected it there. You can see the other bolt underneath, but it's not actually welded onto there, and so it spins, so you have to get in there, which is a pain in the ass. And you've only got 1, 2, 3, 4 to take the actual plate out. Okay guys, that bolt there in the corner where I've got the light going towards, that's 13, around about 13 mil or 1/2 inch. So you need a socket to get in there. You can't use the shifter. I tried the shifter, it just stuffs around with it. And you'll need, what's this saying? One of these. Isn't it 26 inch? 5/16 hex. So that's what you need to get those screws out. You should take this front screw through the retaining pin, which adjusts your belt tightness. You could probably just use one side like I've done here and take the belt off and save yourself a bit of time taking the whole thing off to do it. But you will have to slacken off the other side. Sorry about that. And these are a different size. We'll work it out. Well, this is what I've ended up with. This is the one that actually fits. Looks like a 13 maybe. Not sure on what the actual writing is. It's worn off over the years. Yeah, it's quite large. So before you do anything, you might want to mark that. So when it comes out, you can put it back to the same spot. Grabbed a cheap paint marker and I've marked each side on both sides so that I can retension them. I don't think that the new belt will be perfectly up to that, but it might be a little bit tighter, so you might have a little bit more out that side, but it gives you an average. On the back you're going to have to undo this one here. It's smaller, so you have to find the right one for that one. I don't know whether there's only one going through it, and that'll pop that off. And on the front, you only have to undo the other side a little bit to get the whole thing off. The final screw hole here is 5/37, so I've gotten it out already. Didn't want to waste your time. 5/37 is the one you want for that, hex. And I'll take that out and let's see if we can move that now. I don't know whether we can. We can a little bit. Whether I need to loosen the other side. Come in here and just undo the top one. It's a 5/37, just a little bit to loosen off so you can get the actual thing out. Probably a good idea. So just unscrew that a little bit. Oops, that's gone a little bit too far. I felt that loosen off then, but whether I've loosened something that I shouldn't have loosened off, I'm sorry. There's your Hall effect sensor there, if anyone wants to know. And we have to take the screw right out. Okay, I had to take that bolt out, and now I can take it. It made it loose enough to get this over the top of the shoulder there, and I'll be able to take that belt off to put a new belt on. Putting it back together, this screw here, you got to locate it and do it by hand. If you do it by using a screwdriver or a drill or something, it's going to stuff it up. You need to put the belt back on as well. And then you'll have to adjust it up so that belt's tight. So first thing I'm going to do is pop that screw back in here, and then tighten up this side to adjust that belt up, and then do the front bit. So yeah, I didn't undo any of these 2 screws. They don't need to be undone. It is a bit of a pain in the ass, but it's quicker. I've fully tightened that up, and if you see here, there's the number 25958 8PJ556, and then it's got another one called EJ135. These are the replacement belts for these. So here we go. We've got the 2 screws. Now back them off back to here somewhere on both sides, then spin it back that way to make sure that this doesn't move up and down the rail. Then tighten it using a method of turning it 10 times each side till you get it up to the right position, and that should hold here nice. Then we need to put these bolts back in, and then we need to put the plastic back on. And yeah, these bolts will be the hardest bit, and putting the covers back on. And will be your trickiest one, because you have to get it in under there and not drop it into the electronics, because if you drop it into the electronics, you're going to have to take the whole thing apart. So be very, very careful. Okay, while you're doing that, this isn't going to go through really easy because of this white stuff. You need to lift this up a little bit to screw it down. Once you get it so far, you're going to have to tap it. Once you get it to about a little bit past where the nut should fit, then you put the nut in, give it a little tiny turn, and then hold it and try and tap and turn at the same time to get it in without dropping it. And it should just sit there then. And then all you have to do is get your shifter in there, tighten it up, and that's finished. And all you have to do then is adjust the 2 front ones until they're correct. Put the covers on with the screws as I showed at the start, and it's finished. Good luck.